we are gonna represent a few activities about greenhouse effect, global warming, layer of atmosphere, wind and hot air balloon. Firstly, I wanna welcome Pragna to say about greenhouse effect.
Greenhouse effect. The sun rays warm the earth. A part of the sun ray is absorbed by the earth. Some part of the sun rays is reflected back in space. Greenhouse gases, which are nitrogen oxide, methane, carbon dioxide, traps a part of reflected rays. These trap radiations of the sun warm the earth. For example, you can go to a nursery. In a greenhouse, the sun's heat can come in but cannot go out. The trapped heat warms the greenhouse. Similarly, as these gases trap the sun's heat, so they are called greenhouse gases. If there were no greenhouse gases to trap the sun's radiation, the earth would be a very cold place where we would not survive. This trapping of heat to keep the earth warm is called the greenhouse effect. Thank you.
Nextly, I am gonna welcome Tanidika for explaining global warming.
Global warming is the rise of average temperature across the globe, which has been ongoing to leave science world keeping began. In 1880, here are the bare numbers according to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Between 1880 and 1980, the global annual temperature increased at a rate of 0.13 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.07 degrees Celsius per decade. On average, since 1981, the rate of increase has been up to 0.32 Fahrenheit to 0.18 degrees Celsius per decade. This had led to an overall 3.6 Fahrenheit 2 degrees Celsius increase global average temperature. Today, compared with the era so far, 2016 is the hottest year on record. That record has been close to falling several times already. This year, 2019 and 2020 both came with the fractions of degrees, knowing 2016 of its first. In 2020, the average global temperature over land and oceans 1.76 Fahrenheit, 0.1980 degrees Celsius, warmer than the 20th century average of 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Modern global warming is caused by humans. This burning of fossil fuels has released greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which has trapped warmth from the sun and drive up surface and air temperature. Global warming is a synonym of climate change. Through climate has become preferred among the scientists. The main driver to their warming is combustion of fossil fuels. These hydrocations heat up the plant via greenhouse effect, which is caused by interaction between Earth's atmospheric radiation from the sun. Thank you, everyone.
Now I am going to welcome Manjari to explain about the layers of the earth.
There are 5 layers of atmosphere. There are exosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere and troposphere. Exosphere, we live on Earth at the atmosphere. Here the essential part which makes to alive. It is because of the atmosphere helps to block some unwanted harmful sun rays from reaching the Earth, whereas the Earth's atmosphere is so. Thank you.
Now Preksha is going to explain about hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon. At last, hot air balloon type of aircraft. It is lifted by heating and inside the balloon, belly with the fire. Hot air weightless at the same volume as cold as it is less dense, which means that hot air with a raise up of float. When there is a cold air around it, it's just like a bubble of air in a pot water. The greater difference between the hot and cold, the greater the difference in density and stronger the balloon will put up. This means that balloons have careful more weight and cold air. Or if the air inside the balloon is very hot, air less dense. That colder air hot is air balloon and entailed with pilot with is a thickness basket attached to the huge balloon made of ripstone nylon. The balloon is a burner which postulate between the thicker basket the balloon and makes it rise. The degree to consist balloon air is heated depends on atmospheric condition, also known as high pilot wants the balloon to go. Of the course, the balloon fuel. To descend, the pilot allows the it to cool and later with the balloon becoming heavier than the air, it loses weight. This by controlling the heat of the balloon, the pilot had complete control up and down movement of the balloon. When the hot air balloon has taken off, the wind conditions divide its direction. But that does not mean the pilot does not have the control over its course. The different layer of the earth is usually moving in the different direction of the pilots, having move up and down to fight. The layers that would take him or her in desired direction. This is where the skill of pilot becomes into play, where without physically scaring of the balloon, the pilot controls the direction of the balloon. Thank you.
Everyone, good morning. I am Sangeeta from the team of Purple Thunders. I am going to explain about greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases have increased and in turn they are trapping excess heat. Is this leading to global warming and is also good thing as it helps to insulate the earth and keep the atmosphere warm and increase in the average temperature of the such people staying in cooler place use greenhouse to grow plants that need a warmer climate. They make glass house and grow plants inside that sunlight is able to grow through the glass and the heat is trapped inside.
Everybody, this is Steve's CRS. Today I am going to explain about air. Now my teammates will come and explain about air.
I'll be talking about wind. We all have witnessed the wind blowing. The wind causes leaves and dust to blow. Sometimes winds are so strong that they uproot trees. Wind is just air in motion. Wind can be defined as the movement of air from areas of high pressure to low pressure. Normally we do not feel air except during a storm. Wind can be classified into three types. Permanent winds. Trade winds, westerlines, easterlines are known as permanent winds. These winds blow throughout the year in a particular direction. Winds are named on a basis of direction in which they blow. Like easterly winds blow from east to west, while westerly winds blow from west to east. Local winds. Winds which blow only during a particular period of the day or year in a small area are known as local winds. Seasonal winds. The seasonal winds change their direction in different seasons. The commonest seasonal wind are monsoon winds. The force behind monsoon is the difference in temperature of land and water surfaces, which result in temperature differences. A wind always blows from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Thank you.
Global warming taking place. The global warming ice caps have already started melting due to increase of sea levels. Climatic patterns are undergoing major shifts and other effects of global warming. This is the particular of this process of global warming is taking place in this effects of these places.
Welcome to one and all present here. My name is Meenakshi. My name is Satya.
My name is Soumya.
My name is Vishnu. My name is Seshu. My name is Udvar.
My name is Chaitanya.
My name is Divya. Today we are going to show the basis of temperature. So, when we stand under the sun, we feel hot temperature as the heat rays of sun affect us, and when we stand under the ground, we feel cold because of the breeze, cool breeze. Now Archana will be explaining about temperature.
Temperature is how hot or cold something is. Our bodies can feel the difference between something which is hot and something which is cold. To measure temperature more accurately, a thermometer can be used. Thermometer use a temperature scale to record how hot or cold something is. The scale used in most of the world is in degrees Celsius, sometimes called centigrade. In USA and some other countries, degrees Fahrenheit are more often used, while scientists mostly use kelvins to measure temperature because it never goes below 0
Now Divya will be explaining about hot temperature.
If we find that the temperature at the place is high most of the time, then we say that the climate is hot. Summer is the hottest of the four temperature seasons, occurring after spring and before autumn. At or centered on the summer satellites, daylight hours are longest and darkness hours are shortest. With day length decreases as the season progresses after the satellite. Summer progresses warm days and warm nights. Heat waves bring when high pressure in the atmosphere. For example, the climate of Sahara Desert is very hot and dry. There are no clouds present above the desert and it has a very short rainy season. The climate is also hot that often. Rainwater is evaporated even before it reaches the ground. The Sahara Desert is also one of the hottest regions in the world. Thank you.
Now Chaitanya will be explaining about cold temperature.
Cold temperature is the presence of low temperature specific in the atmosphere in common usage. Cold is often
Cold temperature is the presence of low temperature, especially in the atmosphere. In common usage, cold is often a subjective precipitation. A lower bound to temperature is absolute thermodynamic temperature scale. Any temperature not exceeding 8 degrees Celsius. Seasonally, winter has the coldest months because of the earth tilt is away from the sun. When the northern hemisphere is pointed away from the sun slightly, the sun rays come in at an angle and have less of an impact. This makes winter cold.
Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Divya Bai. How will we wonder that surrounds the earth? Yes, it is the thick blanket known as atmosphere. There are various layers rather than atmosphere: stratosphere, troposphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. For the brief explanation of I would like to call a thermosphere. I would like to call Archana to explain about thermosphere.
Thermosphere is the lowest part of the atmosphere. The part we live in, it contains most of our weather, clouds, rain, snow. In this part of the atmosphere, the temperature gets colder as the distance above the earth increases by about 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. The actual change of temperature with heights varies from day to day depending on weather. The troposphere contains about 75% of all of the air in the atmosphere and almost all of the water vapor. The decrease in temperature with height is a result of the decreasing pressure. If a parcel of air moves upwards, it expands.
Thank you. Lines about mesosphere.
Mesosphere is the third layer of the atmosphere, direct above the stratosphere and direct below the thermosphere. In the mesosphere, temperature decreases as altitude increases. It is the coldest place on the order of minus 85 degrees Celsius. Just below mesopause, the air is so cold that even the scarce water vapor at this altitude can be sublimated into polar mesospheric transient clouds.
Thank you for your time.
The next topic, layers of the atmosphere. The layer of atmosphere is thicker near the surface of the earth and decreases as it goes up. Troposphere. Troposphere is the next layer next to the ground or surface of the earth. It extends up to 10 to 12 kilometers in height. Moreover, most of the weather phenomena like rainfall, fog, hailstorm, etc. take place here. This layer forms 80% of the mass of atmosphere. The temperature in the troposphere decreases with height. This is the reason why mountains have lower temperature than plains. The word troposphere has been derived from a Greek word tropos, which means turning or mixing. Stratosphere. This is the second layer of atmosphere which lies directly above the troposphere. The stratosphere is found between 12 to 50 kilometers above Earth's surface. Mesosphere. This layer of the atmosphere lies just above the stratosphere. The minimum temperature here reaches almost 100 degrees Celsius. The mesosphere shows down meteoroids falling towards atmosphere of Earth. Thermosphere. This is the fourth layer of atmosphere. It lies between the mesosphere. The thermosphere refers all radio waves transmitted from Earth back to it. Exosphere. Above the height of 500 kilometers is the exosphere, the uppermost layer where atmosphere merges into outer space.
Greenhouse effect. Some of the infrared radiation from the sun passes through the atmosphere. What goes is absorbed and emitted in all directions by greenhouse gas molecules and clouds. The global warming. Since the industrial renovation, the global annual temperature has increased in total by a little than 1 degree Celsius or about 2 degrees Fahrenheit between 1880, the year that absolutely record keeping beginning, and 1980. It rose on average by 0.0 degrees Celsius, 0.13 degrees Fahrenheit every 10 years. In fact, scientists have found that the frequency of North and Antarctic hurricanes has increased since the year 1980s, as the numbered storms had reached categories 4 and 5.
Today I am going to explain about global warming. Global warming is referred to increase of temperature. It is because of the pollution and deforestation, industrial waste. Temperature rises because of water pollution and air pollution. There is a lot of waste and burnt, which is removed, and a lot of water waste comes from houses and the factories. There is a air pollution because of the roads and vehicles. Thank you.
Some of the radiation is reflected by the earth and the atmosphere. Solar radiation power the climate system. The greenhouse affects some of the reflected radiation through the atmosphere, but most of is absorbed by re-emitted in all directions by greenhouse gas molecules and clouds. Some of the infrared radiation is emitted from the Earth's surface. About half the solar radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface and warms it. Thank you.
Regna Niles to explain about winds.
We have all witnessed the wind blowing. The wind causes leaves and dust to blow. Sometimes winds are so strong that they uproot trees. Wind in just in motion. Wind can be defined as the movement of air from areas of high pressure. There are three types of winds. Winds they are permanent winds, local winds, and seasonal winds. Permanent winds. Trade winds, westerlies, easterlies are known as permanent winds. These winds blow throughout the year in a particular direction. Winds are named on the direction in which they blow. Firstly, winds blow from east to west. Westerly winds blow from west to east. Local winds. Winds which blow only during the particular period of the day or year in a small area are known as local winds. Land and sea breeze are typical local winds. Another example of local wind is the blue. The blue is the hot wind that blows in the northern plains of wind of India during the summer season. Seasonal winds. The seasonal winds change the direction in different seasons, and the commonest seasonal winds were monsoon winds. The force behind monsoon is the difference in temperature of the land and water surface, which result in pressure difference. Thank you.
We are going to prove that air has pressure. My name is Dheerajas.
My name is Chetan.
My name is Taruna. My name is Tanmay.
We need one pipe and a piece of paper and two balloons and a piece of string. Empty. A balloon filled with air tracks the paper. A balloon with air is more heavier than an empty balloon. This proves air has pressure. Thank you.